Good morning, boomers. The voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's big cousin, Kryptos' finest, Champagne Crypto, your favorite live streamer's favorite live streamer, tuning in, back with another one, preheating this crypto oven to 450 and beyond. I'm multi-streaming with Restream.io, pushing this broadcast to both YouTube and DLive. Is it a broadcast or a stream? Are you casting a spell broadly, or are you streaming? A lot of these words, you got to look into them more. Anyhow, I may be getting too deep too quickly, but that's all good. Most of you tune in because of that. Unstable BTC, where will Bitcoin go? It's all right. It's above 9,000. I don't see it being unstable. It's all right. You know, even if it drops under 9,000, it's okay. It had a run. Listen, just a few months ago, we were at 45, right? Or 65, excuse me, when we took a little dippage there. So let Bitcoin breathe, and also look at the legacy markets. While the legacy markets, the stocks are a bit under pressure, it's going to bleed over to the cryptos. Crypto does not operate in a vacuum. Okay? You tell me how you can have a vacuum next to an atmosphere. It doesn't make any sense. I'm going deep on you guys this morning. Shout out to Lady Plants. Lady Plants is here. Johnson Cackery is here. Stimp 1024 is here. And the rest of the boomers are tuning in. Make sure you're caressing the buttons out there. Good morning. Hope everybody had a nice weekend. I went out to the beach, had an excellent time, got some vitamin D, and it was nice. It was nice. Got some fresh air, took the kids out there. And I encourage you guys, get some air. Get some air, go outside. And everything was all good. Everybody at a distance, no one on top of each other. Plenty of space, plenty of sunshine. Vitamin D is healthy, guys. I like that. 90.24 on the bits. Let me go ahead and turn off these coins. Share my screen out here. You got Bitcoin there on Coinbase trading at 90.30. I'm looking at these contracts there on Ledger expiring on Friday. I'm thinking of maybe selling a call for 95. What do you guys think? Do you think by Friday Bitcoin will close above 95? I'm talking about Friday. I'm not talking about today, tomorrow, the day after. I'm taking Friday at 4 p.m. Friday at 4 p.m., do you think the price of Bitcoin will be more than $9,500? Okay. I'm pretty much sure it won't be more than 10,000. But those premiums are a little too small right now. I'm trying to see if maybe I can get a $9,500 premium. I think it's about $100 maybe. I'll show you guys the order book in a moment. But let me know what you think. By Friday, do you think the price of Bitcoin will be above or below 95? Okay, it could be 94.89 or it could be 95.20. Is it going to be above or below? I know it's going to be close to it. I'll tell you that. I mean, 95, it's kind of where we've been at, a little bit low, above 9,000. Right now we're on the lower end, but Lady Plants is there with the hand claps and the swimming. All right, guys, drop a comment over here. Let me know what's shaking and baking. I'm going to run down the stocks. I'll show you the coin market caps, and then we're going to read about liquidity mining and this DeFi craze. And I'm glad that someone really put a name to this thing about, doing the DeFi thing, borrow and lending, and getting involved with this DeFi thing is a part of it is liquidity mining. It's a great way to put it because you're providing liquidity to the platform and then you're mining tokens and generating interest by providing that liquidity. So, I'm going to talk about it. There's a nice article over there on the CoinMarketCap blog. CoinMarketCap's trying to grow. I believe they're setting up, I don't know if it's chat rooms or some sort of a feature where you can log in. They're trying to expand it and do some more like a social media thing. And let's see how it goes. Ever since they were acquired, I believe by, is it Binance? It seems like they're trying to grow. We will never see sub 10 prices. How you know? Says John. How do I know? I don't. I'm asking you a question. I mean, do you know? I'm saying I don't think it's going to go over 10,000 by Friday. I'm pretty sure about that. I mean, from Monday to Friday to go another 1,000. I mean, it could, obviously. But if I had a bet, I would think that we're going to close Friday somewhere around $95. I'm just trying, $9,500. I just want to know if you think it's above or below. That's what they say every day. What is that went over my head? What are they saying? Maybe I lost that one. 90.36 on the bits, and we'll run this down as far as the prices. Yeah, let me know. That's a question, and I'll show you guys the books as far as what they're offering for the calls and the puts, and these derivatives with Bitcoin, where things will be headed. And then we'll be also talking about liquidity mining. I'm excited with this DeFi stuff. I haven't jumped on the compound train, I'll be honest with you, but it's already being traded on Coinbase, and I only see more DeFi platforms emerging, and it's interesting to me. Now, some of them are probably doom and gloomers, and everything is not all thumbs up, but it's growing, and it's something to consider and something to learn about. No need 10K, but we need stable Bitcoin for alts to boom. Yeah, it's going to be a while though, Johnson. I mean, let's see. I think Bitcoin needs to. First of all, it's not about stable Bitcoin. I think what we need is a stable economy. Bitcoin won't be stable until the economy stables out. And that's the truth. Right now it's like Bitcoin is behind all this stuff that's happening with the corona and the viruses and the new cases and the economy and this. It's like it's a small fry. You're talking about a $257 billion poker table compared to trillions and trillions of dollars on these other tables. So look at this as a casino. You walk into the casino, Bitcoin and altcoins are like the penny slots. Okay, Bitcoin's a little bit bigger, maybe $1 or $2 table, but it's not the high roller table, guys. This is you're less than $1 trillion market. So when would it be stable? In my opinion, I think once the economy stabilizes a bit, you may see Bitcoin stabilize a little bit more. Now, as far as destabilization, I don't see it that unstable. I mean, we've been above 9,000 for a while, and it seems like it's trying to conquer that 10,000, and I believe that it will. I think it's only a matter of time before Bitcoin conquers 10,000, but it's not going to happen in this week, in my opinion. I don't know, champ. I have my flash crash 8K orders in Coinbase like to fake close and the markets move. Okay. Yeah. I mean, and listen, if you got your 8K order in there and you have your money locked up to buy at 8K, you should be selling puts instead. Let me show you guys. Hold on. Let me show you something. I'm going to pull up my Ledger X. I got less than $500 in here. Only a 0.02 Bitcoin. Mind you guys, I'm learning and I'm using this as basically an education platform as far as option trading with Bitcoin. As I get more confident, I'm going to deposit more. But right now, I mean, my account worth is less than $500. I got 0.02 and like $10. So I'll show you guys my actual screen. So this is the dashboard. Okay, let's talk about selling puts. Let's say that you are willing to buy Bitcoin for $8,000 on July 31st. Okay, look at this. Look at the puts. I'm showing you the $8,000 strike price. There's a bid for 165 and they're asking 250. So right now there is someone, okay, that will pay you $165 if you agree to buy Bitcoin no matter what on July 31st for $8,000. Okay? So, mind you, if instead of waiting around for the price of Bitcoin to hit 8,000, you could collect 165 right now just for waiting. So instead of putting the order and waiting on Coinbase, you don't get money for that. Here, you could just say, yeah, I'll take the contract. I'll take it at 8. Give me that 165. And you could always close out of this. You don't have to wait till the 31st. You could always sell that contract to someone else. You see what I'm saying? So, but you need the collateral, obviously. But you need collateral to place an order on Coinbase anyway. Now, let's talk about the opposite, selling calls. You have Bitcoin. You like for instance, I'm looking to sell a call at 9,500 by the end of the week. Right now, someone's willing to pay you $3,500 so that you could agree with them to sell it at 95 at the end of the week. I don't think it's going to close. I mean, maybe it will, maybe it not. This is kind of close, but let's say if it doesn't, you get to keep the $35. And if it does, then you just sell at 95. This is to me, it's the only way actually to buy Bitcoin now, especially if you're a long-term hodler. and you know what prices that you want at, why would you just be putting an order on Coinbase, not collecting for locking up your capital in order to place that order when you could buy sell a put, excuse me. And I know it's complicated and this is advanced, but listen, if you're in the game, it's time for us to get more advanced, right? Like it's time to get more advanced, and this is more advanced movements. So again, I'm learning. I'm testing things out. I only got a few $100 here on Ledger, and I'm, so far so good. And again, I'm encouraging you guys to do the research. Don't take my word for it. I don't know what I'm talking about, but do the research on buying and selling options. Shout out to Double X. Champ, what's the website? It's ledgerx.com. They're a regulated Bitcoin options exchange. So, it's just like Coinbase. You got to put in your ID, and it's all regulated. So if you're looking for privacy, that's not the route to go. I just want to be clear because I know, we're in the crypto space. This is not Monero. You're dealing in traditional options, but now with crypto. I think it's one of the first sites that got okayed by the Fed or the SEC. I don't know, one of the alphabet agencies. I could do that LedgerX, absolutely, yeah. So if you have the collateral and you're willing to buy Bitcoin at $8,000, you can lock up your collateral, collect the premium, and you'll get the credit immediately. But then you're stuck in that contract. So now you're on the line to buy Bitcoin on the 31st at $8,000. Now, before that date comes, you could always sell out of your contract. That contract changes in value just like a stock would, or the price of Bitcoin. So let's say you collected $35 today. Maybe that contract is worth $40 tomorrow or $20. So, depending on what it's worth, you could close that at a profit without having to wait. And if worse comes to worse, you wait and you're forced to buy at 8. You're setting your price. Now, this is not Coinbase. I'm talking about LedgerX. What's the flat line? This is the price of Bitcoin that's been around 9,000 for a week. This chart, the chart looks better like this. So that's just a chart of the price. I've been telling you guys, we're arguing about masks and this, that, and the third. And yes, we could talk about politics and all that. And that's good. And, that's cool. But what are the movements that you're making instead of complaining and being freaked out or being an activist and all that? And that's fine. We could continue talking about that. And I will talk about all that stuff. But are you making movements? Are you making sure that every Friday you have a move? Okay. Because we are, or at least the champ is. Okay. I'm here pointing I'm not pointing the finger. I'm looking at things. And I'm commenting on this, that, and the third, and I'm giving my opinion. Some is happy of what's going on, some it's not, and yada yada yada. We can talk, but I've been telling you guys, focus on movements. Nobody knows. Asking to lady. Yeah, we don't know, but the thing is that, what we're trying to do is kind of gauge it, instead of saying, oh, I don't know. So what's the move? What's the move? Because we could sit here and wait around holding Bitcoin all the time and act like hodlers in 2017. That's not the movement. What are we doing to generate more? How are we leveraging what we have? Are we making sure that we are being most productive with the capital that we have? Okay, there's opportunity costs. Because hodling is cool and it's a good strategy, but what does it cost you to hodl? Because while you're hodling, it may be going up, it may be going down, and you may be missing on other opportunities. That's politics. They all lie. Yeah, but listen, we gotta keep paying attention to what's going on and what the beast is doing. Just because we're not on that side doesn't mean that we can't pay attention to the storms that may be approaching. So I showed you that, and I encourage you guys, not only when it comes to the cryptos, but also look at it when it comes to the stocks. Dips are the buy zone, but you never know the dip at this situation. Yeah, but like Lady Plant said, she's willing to buy at 8. And if you have a big picture here, and it depends on what your big picture scenario is. I would assume that people like Lady Plants and people that are in this box are interested in acquiring more Bitcoin for the mid to long term. That's an assumption I'm making, whatever. And if your plan is to acquire more Bitcoin, then you could set targets at, 8 or 7. And it may be dipping lower, but, we've been around the game for a while to know that, the price zone of Bitcoin for the past couple of years have been between $5,000 and $10,000, right? Like it's a big gap there, but it's kind of been that range. It's been at 6, it's been at 9, it's gone over 10 a few times. We've seen it go under 5, but there's a range where it's at. And if you're looking to hodl long term, then that range is a little wider than for somebody that's looking to flip out of the asset in a week or two. You see what I'm saying? Been here since 2017. So, right. If you've been here since 2017, are you worried about the Bitcoin that you bought at 8,000 or the one that you bought at 6,900? It starts averaging out, especially if you've been in the game, for years. So my point being is that if you know that you're going to keep buying the bits, and you're looking for, a dip, and you could say, look, I think I'll buy an $8,000 dip or a $7,000 dip. Instead of waiting around and try to time the dip, you just place the order, collect your credit, and worst comes to worst, you don't have to buy the Bitcoin. You just keep the credit. You see what I'm saying? Like, worst comes to worst, your order doesn't get filled, but you keep money up front. As opposed to putting an order in Coinbase, you don't get anything for it. You lock up your capital and then you're just waiting around. You see what I'm saying? I bought at 800, so anything over that is profit. Ain't mad. There you go. But if you bought at 800, that means you haven't bought in years, which is cool too, But there's people that are still buying, they're still buying, and there's still people that are looking to accumulate. And I'm looking to accumulate more myself. And, all that I'm saying right now, I should be selling a put. I just don't have the cash in there right now. Right now I'm selling the calls. It's the opposite, but it's the same thing. You're generating money. In fact, actually, selling puts is probably less risk than selling calls, because with selling puts, the worst case scenario when you sell a put is that you have to buy the Bitcoin. That's the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is that, you have to buy the Bitcoin at the price that you agreed on. That's the worst case scenario. Now, with selling a call, the worst case scenario is that you actually have to sell your Bitcoin. Albert Vase says, if the economy cannot collapse, then Bitcoin is going to the moon. It correlates with the NASDAQ. No one said the economy can't collapse. I think it's being designed not to, but we don't know. And, Bitcoin's not correlated with the NASDAQ. It's correlated with the S&P, the NASDAQ, and all the big, going blank here. Not only the NASDAQ, but also the S&P and the Dow. It's just not the NASDAQ. But I've said this before. There is a correlation between, yes, the NASDAQ, S&P, just the legacy financial system. There is a correlation. And we saw it clear as day when shit hit the fan, okay? When shit hit the fan is when everybody gets exposed. Shit hit the fan in March, and everything went down, including gold. Okay, so basically the cover was the curtain was pulled back for a moment there. Let's talk about liquidity mining. I've been talking about Compound. I've been talking about DeFi. I'm gonna read you this article. I think it's worth checking out. Liquidity mining with Compound Finance. Just a fad or the latest toolbox after IEOs and ICOs. Are we on? Okay. Introduction to Compound Finance. Compound Finance is an algorithmically operated decentralized interest rate protocol for lending and borrowing cryptos. I'm going to cover this again because some people are like, Champ, what's DeFi? I've been telling you guys for a year what DeFi is. Somebody still was asking me that like last week. So Compound Finance is a decentralized finance platform, okay? It's algorithmically operated decentralized interest rate protocol for lending and borrowing. It's a platform where users can frictionlessly lend cryptos to be used as a collateral in order to subsequently borrow crypto assets based on interest rates set by demand and supply forces. Okay? Why should we invest in an asset that is correlated with the American economy? Nobody said you should or you shouldn't, okay? But at this point, every asset is correlated to the American economy. Everything is, okay? It's called the petrodollar, and that's what's, even like China has to worry about us too, because we buy from them. So, if you don't care about the American economy, that's awesome. That's cool. And listen, I understand it's funny bunny, but it's something that we got to deal with. Again, we've learned it's not about what we wish for or what could or couldn't happen. What do we have? We trade what we have in front of us. What we have in front of us is the petrodollar runs the world. That's the truth. Okay. Now we could talk about that it's funny bunny, that it's fake, that it's ran by this and that all may be true too. Okay. But when shit hit the fan in March, cash went up. Okay. That's the truth. When shit hit the fan in March, people wanted cash. Google and China's in everything, including your refrigerator. You know it. So let's go talking about this CoinMarketCap DeFi thing, the process. As a lender, you don't lend your cryptos directly to the borrower when you're dealing with this platforms. Instead, you lend them to the liquidity pool where borrowers can borrow them. This is done through a series of smart contracts on Ether. These smart contracts also algorithmically determine the interest rate. Okay? Why is this important? Okay? The platform seeks to bridge the gap between two major flaws in the space. Negative yielding cryptos. Most cryptos are being held in exchanges, wallets without yielding interest. In fact, these stored cryptos carry a negative yield due to significant storage costs and risks. Lack of borrowing avenues in the crypto space. Without lending protocols like Compound Finance, the only place you can borrow cryptos is via centralized exchanges like Binance, Yobi, Bitfinex. However, borrowing from these centralized exchange means that you have to place an inherent trust in them to not get hacked. Okay, so let's keep going. This talks about how to use Compound Finance. I'm not going to get into the how to. This is a whole nother video. I'm talking about more the idea. This goes, it shows you that you could lend coins and borrow coins, and it tells you what the rates are. You can go to Compound Finance and check it out. It tells you how to borrow and lend, and then let me show you guys the conclusion, because it kind of obviously it talks about the risks, and obviously there is a risk. The risk is if there's a flaw in the programming, like there was at the beginning of Ether. I mean, it could get hacked. Besides earning yield while staking tokens on the Compound Finance protocol, you can also utilize the collateral that you have staked to borrow the available crypto assets on the platform. This means that the more assets you stake, the greater the borrow limit you are entitled to. The borrow limit of assets differ. So listen, you're providing liquidity. This is why it's crazy. So you're providing liquidity, you're getting interest, and then immediately you can get more. So what people are doing is they're just relending, and it's like a loop. You get it? Like you're borrowing and relending, borrowing, relending, or buying something else and relending that. You get it? Besides earning yield, okay, the borrow limit of assets differ from each other. At the time of writing, ETH, USDC, DAI, and BAT have collateral factor of 75%, while 0x, 60%, and Augur, 4% have lower collateral factors. The collateral factor determines how much you are allowed to borrow. For example, if you deposited 1 ETH when the value of ETH is 200, you will be allowed to have a borrow limit of $150 worth of tokens. You see what I'm saying? So if you lend an ETH, now you can take out $150 worth of tokens and then lend those back is basically what people are doing. And then while they're doing that, they're collecting interest on the coin, but then they're also being airdropped compound tokens, which are worth like $200 now. That is what liquidity mining is. So keep reading it, and you could talk about this. learn more. The compound token was launched to allow the governance of the compound finance protocol to be decentralized. This allows holders of comp or their delegates to debate, propose, and vote the changes on the protocol. Distribution of comp. Every day, approximately 2,880 comp tokens will be distributed to users, both borrowers and lenders of the protocol. Okay? The distribution will be allocated to each market in proportion to the interest being accrued in that market. Every market, 50% will be earned by the borrowers and 50% by the lenders. And this is what people are doing to Liquidity Mine. You can keep reading more. You can see how it's attractive. You can see the current lending yields and borrowing yields. And then the concluding notes. Introduction of the comp token has drastically changed the interaction of users on the protocol by heavily incentivizing activity. From the speed of distribution, comp will be rebated to users of the platform for the next 4 years. Depending on the USD value of comp, this could essentially be a largely profitable way to stake or borrow tokens and earn yield. And then we'll end it with this because I want to make sure we say this because there's always a risk. Bear in mind the risk associated with borrowing tokens and always watch your borrow limit. In addition, while well vetted and audited, the risk of flawed coding may exist. Okay, so while you're not in a centralized system and you don't got to worry about an actual person, you still got to worry about an actual person flaws in their coding. So the risk of flawed coding may exist, even though it's a small one. Okay, so it is what it is. Comp is listed on Binance now. I'm not surprised. It's also on Coinbase. And Comp is not the only DeFi platform. You also have Maker, and you also have, I think, Synthex, and there's a few other ones, guys. But right now, the popular one here is Comp. And you could read about it, and I just dropped a link. Just, Liquidity Mining, okay? Liquidity Mining, it's a concept. It's like staking tokens, but you're borrowing and lending on a DeFi platform. And there's people making gains like this. I'm going to be clear. I haven't done it yet, okay? I've taken a loan out before on MakerDAO, and I've gotten DAI and everything. I've done that before, but I haven't done Compound. $90.45 on Bitcoin. So I'm looking to sell a call. Okay, do I sell it? I mean, listen, I can sell it for $10,000, and definitely I think I'll be able to keep the credit because, if I had a bet on it, I don't think that on Friday, July 3rd or Thursday, July 3rd. What is it? Thursday or Friday? I think it's the markets are closed on Friday, right? No, Friday, July 3rd. Excuse me. Yeah, that's a Friday. So on Friday, July 3rd. I don't think the price of Bitcoin is going to be above 10,000 on that day. Eventually it will. I mean, sometime to this year, I'm sure it'll go over about 10,000. But I'm saying on Friday. Now, even on Friday, I'm having doubts whether the price will be above 95. It certainly could be, though. Okay, that's more risky. So let's talk about that. If you sold a call for July 3rd, okay, right now the bid and ask price for 9,500 is 35 and 71. So that means you could get $35 right now, just given to you, if you get into a contract that says you'll sell your Bitcoin if it's more than $9,500 on Friday. Okay, I mean their bid is not 35. People are asking 71, so I mean you could probably get something in between the two. Now that's a little more risky. If you want to go and do less risk, it's that $10,000 call, which will give you either $6 or $50 depending on the bid and asks. Okay, this is important, guys. Or you can stretch it out to July, and you can get. I mean, I got some July calls that I already sold for $400. Now they're at $280, so I'm up. The difference. I keep talking about this because I don't see anybody else talking about options, especially with the cryptos. I mean, I see people talking about options with like Robinhood or whatnot, but on cryptos, none. And I haven't seen anybody just unlock that and be like, oh, if you're going to buy crypto, you might as well sell the put. Like, again, it's something I just learned, though. Most people don't know. They don't tell you this stuff in school or nothing like that. And I study finance, too. And no one talked to me about options or calls or puts or anything like that. They'll tell you about EBITDA, okay? And whatnot, but they didn't ever tell me about no options. So yeah, comp is listed on Binance. Apparently, I don't know that is that true or not, but they are listed on Coinbase. Shout out to Trapping Investor. I see you, Trapping. How's everybody doing this morning? Let me check over there on DLive. See if anybody's shaking and baking. I saw Stimp over there on DLive. I went to the beach this weekend. It was great. There was people out there. It was definitely a lot of people. Got there early, but it wasn't crowded, and I wouldn't say everybody was at a distance or everything pretty cool. On the way out of the beach though, by around lunchtime, because we got there early, they had already closed the park. So I think they're doing that 50% capacity thing, and everybody was pretty chill. Everything was cool. Nobody freaking out. I would because this beach was a little closer to the city, so I thought that people would be a little bit more freaked out. But I'll tell you, it was pretty good, with the exception of there was a couple that were not even that old, but they were jumping in the ocean with their masks on. Like, guys, like, to me, you know how I feel about the mask, but like, you're in the middle of like the ocean, there's no one around you for like 30 feet, and you're like swimming with I don't even know how they could breathe. It's like I don't even know, but I'll leave it at that. Shout out to Kryptos, shout out to Stimp and the rest of the boomers tuning in. But yeah, I had an excellent weekend. Got some sun. And I encourage you guys to go outside. Take a deep breath. Trapping's here. If I got 3 people on DLive, I get 2 more and I'll pass out these lemons. 90.51. I don't know. I think there's a possibility we may close under 95 for Friday. But you never know. Triple X says the fish might have corona. Yeah, I mean, like, I really don't guess. Like, I don't know. Like, at this point, it's like, look, they could tell people to wear a tutu and crawl on the floor because, they can give them anything. People will do anything at this point. They'll do anything, okay? I don't put it past. People will do anything that their masters tell them at this point. Comp is 230 plus. Why so high? At one point, it was like 300, Johnson. It has a low circulating supply. And remember, you can earn comp. You can earn comp just by borrowing or lending on the compound platform. You don't need to buy it. You can earn it. It's being airdropped every day. It explains in the article how it's distributed. 50% to the borrowers, 50% to the lenders. Every single day, they're dropping almost 3,000 coins. We got PLT is up. Macy's is up. UCO. Nothing really catching my attention. Is there any good deals today? Fastly. I like Fastly a lot. Work. I've been doing moves on these. Fastly and Work. I've made some gains. Roku's looking good. Zoom and Fiverr are down. I like Fiverr a lot. I finally rolled out of my Fiverr profits. I had rode Fiverr to almost like, I think it's $80. I forgot where exactly it was, but I rolled out of Fiverr. I got into Fiverr like, I want to say like at $40 or something. I think Fiverr's really strong, and I would consider this for midterm, but I'm not trying to hold much stocks for long term. With the exception of something like Microsoft or something, I'll hold it. Etsy at $100. Etsy's looking good too. Remember, I had bought Etsy like at 70 at one point. I rolled out of that too. What has been driving the economy is people buying things they can't afford on credit. These are stupid people. So if our economy is now based on stupid people, how do you think this ends? That's to a certain extent, you're right, Tony. But to think that the retail market is the one that's driving this market is what the powers that be want you to believe. Guys, you got the Fed directly giving money to Wall Street banks that are buying ETFs. They're literally buying municipal bonds and everything. This boom is not propped up by the retail guys taking credit. I'm sure that there is plenty of people, like a lot of people, but the drive of the economy is not because of that. Although what you're saying is true. What I'm saying is that it's even a lot deeper than what you're saying. I'm talking about like the Fed is literally buying up ETFs right now. They're keeping the prices up. Do you think retail is doing this? No, I don't think retail has the buying. These people are dropping trillions and trillions. The TARP from 2008, the TARP bailout. I mean, they're doing that like in a day or two. I mean, I don't know how much they've thrown out. It's wild. And there's articles and there's propaganda out there that will lead you to believe it's just the people that are staying home on Robinhood gambling, taking out. Listen, they want to blame it on the retail when in fact it's the powers that be that are doing even worse. I'll tell you, retail, yes, it's true. People are acting stupid, but they're even acting stupider. Testing oxygen levels inside the masks. Watch later, says Crystozilla. Thank you so much. For those that want to check it out, I'm not going to watch that because I don't need a video to explain to me that masks are cutting off oxygen. I mean, that's obvious, but some people can't see the obvious, so they probably should watch that. $90.57. Let's check out Yahoo Finance. Stock futures mixed as investors eye jumping coronavirus infections. That's what they're going to be pushing. More infections. How about the death toll? Has that gone up more than it was before percentage-wise? Corona surge. Okay. Where's the positivity? So it's kind of like right now we're on the, a battle between fear and greed with the markets. Right now, fear seems to be winning slightly, but there's still a lot of greed too, guys. So, right now it's kind of sideways. Bitcoin 90.43, Ether at 222, Ripple there at 17, Bitcoin Cash at 220, Litecoin, wow, Litecoin. Guys, Litecoin's been stuck at between $40 and $45 for I don't know how long. I'm so glad that I rolled out of this thing. Binance 1526, I rolled out of Litecoin and threw most of it on Ether. And I think some of it on Bitcoin, I forgot. EOS 234, Bitcoin, Crypto.com. Look at Crypto.com making gains. Crypto.com is now 12 cents. Don't act like Champagne didn't tell you when it was 3 cents how sexy it looked. Crypto.com is gaining weight. Cardano gaining weight, 8 cents. Tezos 236, Chainlink 446, Stellar 6, Leo 126, Monero $63. Litecoin hasn't moved for a year. I know. And listen, I don't even think Litecoin's a bad coin. I think it's a good one. But apparently that's not enough to move the markets. $70% of our GDP is consumer spending. I don't know if I believe that number, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure it is. At the end of the day, though, what's keeping this economy up is not consumer spending. It's money that the Fed is pumping. Where do you think they got the money even to spend to begin with? It's like, these bailouts, this thing. It's the banks is the main problem, not retail. And again, you're right though, Tony. Like, I'm not trying to discredit to what you're saying. You're right. People are taking out loans. They're being sloppy with their money. They're not being responsible. Absolutely true. Okay, but even more dark and twisted is what the Fed's doing, because they're acting like that times a million. Maybe it will have a huge boom someday. Maybe someday. I'm not waiting for that. There's opportunity cost. Just waiting and doing nothing, it costs. Okay? Don't ever hodling. There's a cost to hodling. Okay? There's a cost to hodling. You're waiting around not doing anything, then that time could have been spent to do something else. Okay? So you got to, cost opportunity. Cost opportunity. What does it cost you to wait around? Sometimes it costs you less to wait around, though. Sometimes a coin could be useful, but that doesn't mean an increase in value. How many Litecoin DeFi is there? Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, like about trading what you have in front of you versus what looks favorable to what your idea is and or what you think could be. And like, what do you have in front of you? Okay. Litecoin ain't moving. There's no DeFi. There hasn't been any commits to the GitHub. The captain of the ship abandoned the ship. I mean, you know, what do we hope for? No, it's a good coin. It has solid fundamentals. You know, it's not a scam coin. It's pretty solid. You know, boom, boom, boom. Eventually, maybe it'll come up. Those are all the hopes and the dreams. And in the meantime, and I'm saying this because I was a hoper and a dreamer with Litecoin, and I missed out on opportunities because I'm dancing and prancing. Opportunity cost, absolutely. Opportunity cost. Listen, I could have dumped it in. Listen, if I would have got out of Litecoin at 300, or even at 250, or even at 200, or even at 150, I was complaining all the way down. I should have just pulled the bag and put it somewhere else, and my opportunity cost would have changed. Good morning, there, Rafterman. I see you. So it's not that it's a bad coin or anything. I don't think Litecoin's a bad coin. I don't think it's funny bunny or anything like that. It's just not moving. Right now it's not working. Economically it's not moving. It's one of the big things that I've learned lately. It's like, deal with what you have in front of you. You could keep shoulda, coulda, woulda, what if this, what if that. What do you have in front of you? Whether you believe it or not. If it's a fake scam, then you got to deal with what you have in front of you. You know what I mean? Who's dancing and prancing? I told you to dump that life for eat. You did. Marlon, you did. I'm going to say you did. Absolutely. When you're right, you're right. Marlon said, listen, I like coin. I'm getting ETH. And I had ETH at the point too. I mean, it's not like I was anti-ETH, but I was holding onto the Litecoin, trying to be a believer, and I was wrong, and that's what it is. It didn't work out, and it is what it is. You roll out of it, you keep moving. I mean, when you're wrong, you keep moving, and then that's it. But I'm glad I rolled out of it eventually. I was, very low, and I rolled out of it, but I did anyhow. Let me see where it is Bitcoin wise. That's all that really matters to me anyway. It's currently at a 0.0045. Wow. Because, you see the price here, USD. It's been around $40, but look at the price with Bitcoin. I mean, the price with Bitcoin, it's been going down against Bitcoin. Look at the 3-month. The orange line is the Bitcoin line. So you've been, you're holding it USD wise. You're like, it's not that bad, boom, boom, boom. But when you compare it to Bitcoin, you're losing. And I'm glad I rolled out. I think I sold, the last one I sold, it was at least 0.007. Okay. So almost double that of what it is right now. So, something to consider, guys. Just something to consider. And again, I like Litecoin. I don't even have anything bad to say about it other than, the price hasn't gone up and, Charlie Lee and stuff. But Litecoin seems cool. I was pretty sure that Litecoin was going to go up. But listen, we're not always right. And that's what it is. And instead of trying to, hold on to the argument of being right, just say, all right, that one didn't work. Move on to the next one. And that should be on everything in life, Okay, you weren't right with this. All right, boom. Let's keep moving. It's a lot of people. They just want to be right in an argument instead of being right in life. And I was one of those with Litecoin. I just keep holding up, but no, it's gonna do this, but no, guys. And I kept telling myself, but no, I know Charlie Lee left, but it's gonna come back around because it's legit. The silver, the Bitcoin, everything that you tell yourself in your head to try to believe the narrative. And finally, you got to snap out of it. Yield producing and dividend producing coins are the future. Read the article that I just dropped there, Marlon. This liquidity mining is what they're calling it. And I think it's a good way to describe what's going on with DeFi as far as borrowing and lending, and getting yield off your crypto. Read this article. I think this is solid. I think it's everybody should. I covered this at the beginning. I'm not going to cover it again, but this is worth the read. But it goes into what we've been saying as far as opportunity costs, and it's trying to provide more opportunity for those holding bags. Yeah, that's true. Don't get married to a coin, especially if it's going down. I'm glad that you said that because I used to say that too. I'm like, don't fall in love with any of these coins. Don't get married to them. And that's true, guys. Not only with the coins, but just ideas in general. Some people fell in love with the idea of Satoshi Nakamoto. Okay, and they're holding on to it like, oh my God, decentralized Bitcoin. So what? I mean, maybe it's a scam, maybe it's not, I don't know, but don't hold on to it. Satoshi's not your savior. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm still in the Bitcoin game. Everything's all good, but like some people hold on to the bits like if it's like it literally like it's an idol. Like Satoshi's an idol, guys. It may or may not be, and we could debate back and forth. I'm sure people disagree or disagree. The whole point I'm trying to make is that don't fall in love with any idea. So there you go. I'm getting rich yield farming. Been doing it now for 6 months. I got into CDPs in 2019. Went crazy with it. Been yield farming before the term yield farming. You called it yield farming, and they're calling it liquidity mining. I've never really heard that term yield farming, but it does kind of go into liquidity mining. I like it. And I know you've been talking about it. And we did some moves there with Maker or whatnot. Right now, the talk is compound, but there's other ones. And it's not just Ether either. Jumped about 30 ETH to 130 ETH during this time. Yeah, I know. I wouldn't doubt it. And, don't act like everybody else. I mean, we were saying DeFi. I'm not talking to Marlon. I'm saying like the champ has been like DeFi. Check out this DeFi. Check out this DeFi. Ether. Check out this DeFi. I don't know how much I said it. Like, last year we were like, it was like every single broadcast. I'm like, look out for DeFi. You got to look out for DeFi. You have to use them all to extract max profit, right? That's what we're trying to say. There's an opportunity cost. So like people just holding their bags, hodling and not actually using them, then you're not going to be able to leverage it. Yeah, there is a risk though. Obviously there's a risk. I mean, it could be in, code flaws or whatnot, but, I haven't seen that many DeFi contracts get hacked, honestly. I think one did at one point. How many people we got on DLive right now? Four people on DLive. Let's go ahead and do this lemon drop. Coming up on an hour, and I want to wrap this broadcast up a little earlier than normal. Head over there to dlive.tv/champagne-crypto. I'm going to do a little lemon distribution. We do this for fun every single broadcast. It's an incentive to get people over here to DLive. This is a crypto-friendly platform. Runs on BTT and Tron, I believe. And, I'm not on this platform because I'm speculating on the coin. Or, I'm not really, I'll take the coins, obviously. But I'm not there because of that. I'm there because of the live stream feature. And because so far, there hasn't been any censorship on DLive. And I think that that's most important for a champ like myself. After being censored a lot on the tube, and we want to be able to talk about everything. And, YouTube, they've been flagging you. They've been flagging everybody. So that's why I've been on DLive. And let's see, so far so good. Let's go ahead and do a lemon distribution. I'll drop some memes. I have a link to join down below if you want to join. It's free. And don't join just because of the champ. There's also good content creators here and has some cool features. So let's get it popping. Distribute rewards. Oh, I got to put some lemons in the treasure chest. Okay, so I'm going to hit distribute rewards on your end. You click claim rewards and we can make it happen. Let's go. 30 seconds. Ten seconds. Lucky winners, Stimp, Crystozilla, and Sparta. Riot Control. I like that. Usually Stimp and Crystozilla are winners because they're always in the box, but we got a new Spartan. Riot Control's in the box. And congratulations. Welcome to the box. And you got yourself 11 lemons. Awesome. Let me drop that bomb for you. Boom, boom, boom. Head over there to DLive, guys. I want to see you guys on DLive. They got like cool little memes and stuff. Check it out for fun. I'm not talking about like you're going to make gains or anything like that. I'm just saying for fun, and do it because we don't want to give all the sauce to YouTube. You don't want to give all the sauce to YouTube. Boom, boom, boom. InstaDApp is a great way to use the DeFi apps on ETH, as you can manage multiple DeFi apps, but you must stay on top of interest rates. Right. Yeah, I'm glad that you said that. We've covered InstaDApp, but I should cover it more. But yeah, check that out, guys, if you're interested. Lady Plants is here. Spartan is here. Marlon's here. Crystozilla. I'll take another comment or question, and then I'm out of here, guys. I will try today to run another Things That Make You Go broadcast on DLive. I know that Lady Plants has caught them, and I've seen a couple other crypto maniacs pop up where I play content from other parties that makes you go, okay? That just makes you go, It'll make you go, Maybe you don't agree with it. Maybe you do, but it makes you go, okay? And I want you guys thinking out the box, okay? And then we can comment and question, and, it's usually a little bit more uncensored over there. So make sure you download the DLive app, and the notifications are way better than they are on YouTube. You will be notified. You'll get the pop-up, and you check it out, because I'm not running that on YouTube. I'm not playing other people's content or whatnot, because that's not the way it works. Boom, boom, boom. All right. YouTube sauce sounds really bad. If you own BTT, stake it on DLive, as you make divs every time a streamer distribute DLive tokens. All DLive distribution fees are distributed to BTT holders who stake on DLive. Yeah, I know that, but I haven't figured out how to stake it, or when I never got any BTC tokens. So it's probably because I haven't experimented with the wallet there. But yeah, we do know about that. It runs on BTT, and there's incentive. So yeah, I mean, I'm already there. I might as well. I don't have any BTT tokens though. So yeah, it's something to consider. I should learn more about that. But I haven't even played with the wallet. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't even made a transaction with the DLive wallet or anything. I'm just streaming. Marlon says it's easy. Marlon, you have a DLive? I haven't seen you on DLive. Spartan says download stuff from YouTube before it's gone. Absolutely. Yeah, I've been creating a little library or whatnot, and I played some of it on DLive. That's the whole point. If you don't have it on your hard drive, it's your fault for losing it. Right. I say the same about not just videos, but like, all media and music. They want you to like pay for Spotify, and you never have your own like records or anything. Like, they're assets in a way. There's media assets, and they just want you to rent everything. They don't want you to own a house. They don't want you to own music. They just want you to pay a fee every month. They don't want you even to grow your own food. They want you on it's incredible. I'll jump on your DLive. Yeah, just throw a little what's up out there, and I got to look more into it. See, that's a video that I haven't seen out there. I haven't seen anybody saying, look, this is how you stake your BTT tokens. This is what I've got out of it. So, there's something that someone could do, because I haven't seen it. Yeah, not even rainwater. Sparta, you're right. They don't want you to even be able to collect rainwater, So, yeah, but can they really stop you, right? You got 4 people over there. Shout out to Riot Control. Shout out to Stimp. Stimp's always been showing up. And Crystozilla holding it down. Crystozilla about to turn back to Godzilla. There you go. I see Marlon. So you guys see Marlon there on DLive. Yeah, I encourage. I'm going to figure it out. And I know what you said, and I've talked about it before. We've covered it, but I actually haven't done it. I'm going to be honest. I haven't done it. So, I haven't gone through it. Staking the BTT to earn more divs or whatnot. Yeah, that's something that we got to look into and actually show it. And I'm sure somebody out there's done it. I'm not sure if you have. You click the icon in the top left. Rafterman said, "Did you see my super chat?" Let me see. Did I? Let me see. Super chat from. Okay, yeah, it's all the way up on the top at 10:34. Okay, yeah. Thank you so much, Rafterman. I completely overlooked that. Looking at the chat, it just went right by me. Thank you so much, Rafterman. Always dropping me $2. I appreciate it, Rafterman. One of our boomer bros out here. We threw him on the line a few weeks ago. I want to have him back, and I've encouraged people, give me a shoot me your number on the Gmail, and I'll call you. So click on the icon on the top left and choose stake in BTT option. I guess there's a wallet address or whatnot where you could send a BTT to. I just haven't acquired any. So let's see. I'm going to open up the wallet. I think you got to activate it or whatnot, and I will. On that note, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to go and do what I got to do. I got plenty of stuff on my table today. But I encourage you guys to exercise. I don't know how many times I got to say exercise. It's important, guys. Worrying about yourself and your own household before you worry about the government or the mandates or about this. That's make sure that you're healthy at home. The family's good. You're getting good food. Everything's cleaned up. Everything's at the household, at home base. Make sure you're behaving like a Spartan, honestly. And then, you take it from there. So on that note, I'm going to make sure I cook me some good food. I'm going to exercise. I told you I got these dump. They haven't even opened up the gym around my way. The actual chain of gyms opened, but my location hasn't opened. So, I'm not crazy about running back there. There's only one squat rack, and, you know how I feel about mandates. I'd probably be better off just working out at home. You need a Tron Link wallet. Yeah, I haven't even set up that wallet, Marlon. You're talking about send me your Tron Link. I know, I haven't even set it up. I know that you need to, and I know it's all there. It's just probably I haven't seen all that because I haven't gone around to setting it up. I've just been streaming, collecting lemons, and I haven't done anything yet. And redistributing them, really. But you're right. I might as well. I'm there already. I might as well just turn on the BTT stake options. And I'm sure somebody will send me a BTT or two. On that note, I'm out of here, guys. I'm going to go exercise. Stay strong out there. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Keep your eyes focused on the markets. Listen, it's directly correlated to the fiat system, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. If the stocks go down, then everything goes down. I mean, they'll quickly rebound also. And I don't think that, Bitcoin is going back down to a 2,000 or 3,000 or anything, but it could be under pressure. We see a little pullback. We may be going into $8,000 range or not. We could go back to 10K. Point being is patience during these times of irrationality and all this stuff going on. Just be patient and make sure you have a move though. Make sure you have a move. I try to have at least a weekly move where I know, all right, I'm gonna make these trades. I'm gonna make boom, 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 at least a plan. Shout out to Sparta. Okay, champ, have a great day. Marlon, I will. I'm just not going to set up the whole thing now. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Next time, I'll have the address up, and I'll put it in the description. I'll appreciate that for anybody sending me tokens or whatnot. DCA weekly. Right, that, and also, I not only do I DCA, but I also have a weekly trade plan. That's what I've been doing. And I've been covering it. Maybe I haven't been covering it good enough, but I have been. And really, they've been on options move, guy. And I don't know what else to tell you. Like, it's what's been attractive to me. Rafterman just pulled the trigger on a DCA. There you go. My man, do that and I'll get you a few BTT. You got it. I'm going to set it up right now. I'm going to go ahead and end up this stream. I got to do a couple of things here online. I'll set up the wallet. And next time around, I'll have the wallet address. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. And neither are you, Marlon. I know you're going to show up. I'll see you then. Shout out to Rafterman. Shout out to Spartan. And the rest of the boomers out there. I got some trades in. It's looking good, says Rafterman. Boom. Marlon says tronlink.com. Just quick question. So you can't set up the wallet in DLive. To be clear, you don't set up the wallet in DLive. You got to set it up on TronLink and have like a separate wallet, I'll give you a few seconds to respond. I know there's separate wallets. The question is that you can't set it up within DLive, right? No. You just got to set it up on TronLink. That's cool. Yeah, I definitely haven't gone there, but I'm assuming that's like one of the EOS ones, like EOS Authority or any of the other, or like another MetaMask or something like that. Right. Okay. You have to go to TronLink and download the Chrome section. So yeah, that's like MetaMask for Ether. So TronLink's like MetaMask for Ether. You got to do the extension. I get it. Yeah, I got to set that up. Yeah. Yeah, I know what it is. I've heard of it. I just never done it. I will. When I got a second, I'll do that. Thanks so much, Marlon. Thank you so much, Christozilla. Rafterman, apologize for missing that super chat. I didn't notice it. It just went right over my head. Thank you so much for your gratuity. I really appreciate it. You know, $1 or $2. It's a small amount, but you know, it adds up, and it's the thought that counts. And I know that's like a cliche thing to say, but it really, you know, the thought does count. To me, it does. You know, when someone throws me a buck, you know, someone that I've never met in person, like, you know, people off the internet, they're like, yo, champ, boom, here you go. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. It does humble the champ. How are lemons and BTT related? I'm not sure, but my understanding is that like lemons are like ERC20 tokens. You know, like under the, you know, I guess they're ERC20 to BTT or to Tron. I'm not sure. All right, guys. On that note, I'm out of here. Make sure you check out the. I'm gonna drop it one more time. The Liquidity Mining article there on CoinMarketCap. I think conceptually, this is something that people need to study a little bit more. I was gonna drop it on this. Let me drop it on you guys here. So there you go. I encourage you guys to just read that, and just so you know a little more. Some people are out of the loop, you know. So I got people asking me last week saying, "Champ, what's DeFi?" And I'm like, guys, you should know, you know. So, you know, just do the research, guys. Even if you're late to the party, do the research and know what's going on, because the crypto space still emerging. Most people don't know nothing. Most people don't even know about Ether. Okay, most people have heard of Bitcoin. Majority of people don't have a Bitcoin or don't have any fraction of a Bitcoin or a Bitcoin address. Much less do they have Ether, and much less do they know about DeFi. So we're like steps ahead of people. Okay, shout out to my first movers out there. On that note, I'm out of here, guys. Thank you so much, Marlon, Christozilla, and the rest of the boomers. I appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow, guys. Stay strong out there. It's the voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's big cousin, crypto's finest. Champagne, your favorite live streamer's favorite live streamer. Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in. Where's my bomb? Kaboom.